شفا بگیره این سینه زنی ها پشت درد سردار حقین اول پس دل زینبیه خیمگاه ارباب بغل من سائل مدد آقام حسین و کرم آقام اول پس
بین الحرمین و حرم آقام حسین و حرم آقام اول پس.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآله الطاهرين. Respected scholars, elders, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. We are commemorating the tragedy of Karbala, and the Imams of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam have taught us that we should remember, we should mourn, we should weep. And weeping has its recommendations, that we should try to associate, to feel sympathy, to have admiration, to have love for Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and therefore tears will flow. But beyond that, we are also urged to declare our bay'ah, our readiness to accept him as the Imam and the leader whom we shall obey, and commit our lives to follow his commands. And beyond that, we must also learn to curse and to dissociate ourselves from the enemies of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. And beyond that, we should be determined to take action, and we should have this burning zeal and yearning, Ya laytani kuntu ma'akum fa'afuza fawzan 'azima. But for us to be able to do that, we need to remind ourselves about the status of the Imam, and why is it that he undertook this movement, and how is it relevant to us today. And I said one way to do that is to appreciate his status as the warith of the Anbiya, the inheritor of the legacy of all the prophets. It is not only in Ziyarat Warith, but several other ziyarat the Imams of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam have taught us to address Imam Hussein alayhi salam as the warith. In other words, what happened in Karbala, if we were to take a wide swipe throughout the history of mankind, all the messengers, whatever they represented, whatever they preached, whatever they defended, whatever they fought for, the values, the principles, the beliefs, the lifestyles, those same core principles were defended by Imam Hussein alayhi salam in Karbala. That is the meaning of being the warith. And in order to appreciate better how in different ways he was the warith of the different prophets, we can then focus on individual prophets mentioned in the Quran. There are many surahs in the Quran which mention the stories of the messengers. So I would like to elaborate further on the example of Prophet Nuh alayhi salam. In Surah Shu'ara, chapter 26, there is mention of Prophet Nuh alayhi salam and the response of the community to his message. Ayah number 105 onwards. كَذَّبَتْ قَوْمُ نُوحٍ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. The people of Nuh, they rejected the message of Nuh. But they did not only reject the message of Nuh, they rejected the message of all messengers. The ayah doesn't say كَذَّبَتْ قَوْمُ نُوحٍ, only Nuh, al-Mursaleen, all the messengers, because there was a common core message which was shared by all the messengers. You refuse to accept Nuh, that means you have refused to accept all the previous messengers. Likewise for Imam Hussein alayhi salam, somebody who refuses to accept the invitation, the admonition, the recommendation of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, it's as if you have rejected the message of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi, because he's the warith. إِذْ قَالَ لَهُمْ أَخُوهُمْ نُوحٌ أَلَا تَتَّقُونَ. I will skip the details. As a brother, he told them, be careful, there are certain behaviors and lifestyles and beliefs that you have which are dangerous, which are harmful to you. إِنِّي لَكُمْ رَسُولٌ أَمِينٌ. I've come to you as a messenger with a special message from above. And I'm Ameen, I'm trustworthy, I'm not fooling you, I'm not trying to present myself as a leader who is unqualified. فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَأَطِيعُونِي. And therefore, respect God's laws and obey God's laws, and also obey me as I preach to you God's commands. وَمَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ مِنْ أَجْرٍ. I don't wish to enrich myself by presenting myself as a leader and I will collect funds from you. I don't want any reward from you. I want to guide you. I want to lead you to a lifestyle that will be for your own benefit. إِنْ أَجْرِيَ إِلَّا عَلَى رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. My reward is with my Lord. Same thing with Imam Hussein alayhi salam. That Surah Dahr, where he is part of the family that gives the bread on the 3 days to the miskin and the yatim and the asir, it's the same answer. إِنَّمَا نُطْعِمُكُمْ لِوَجْهِ اللَّهِ لَا نُرِيدُ مِنْكُمْ جَزَاءً وَلَا شُكُورًا. I don't want any reward from anyone. It'll come from God. The important thing, that the lesson we can learn, is look at the answer which the people gave to Nuh alayhi salam. This is the same challenge which the warith of the Anbiya, Imam Hussein alayhi salam, was facing then. And it's the same challenge we in a way are also facing today. قالوا, they said to Nuh, أَنُؤْمِنُ لَكَ وَاتَّبَعَكَ الْأَرْذَلُونَ. Do you expect us to believe you and to accept your message? When we look around, who is following you? We find it's the lowest people in society who are following you. The riffraff, the meanest, the most backward, the skilled labor class, the uneducated class. They are following you. The rich are not following you. The powerful, the influential, the successful, they're not following you. Get rid of them. Get rid of these riffraff, the holoi polloi, and then we will come and follow you. Racism. I am better than others. I cannot be with others who are lower than me. They're different in color, they're different in language, they're different in status, they're different in background, they're different in education. I am different. That was the core problem. Of course, they had another excuse, and they said that, but to us, you look like an ordinary person. In Surah Hud, فَقَالَ الْمَلَأُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا مِنْ قَوْمِهِ مَا نَرَاكَ إِلَّا بَشَرًا مِثْلَنَا. You're just like an ordinary human being like us. We're all equal. So if you're all equal, what is it that makes you better? Oh, I got a message from God. Why did you get the message and I didn't get the message? I can also get the message. I'm rich, I'm powerful, I'm successful. Why not me? Why you? Why do you expect me to bow down to you? Problem. One of the fundamental problems which prevents man from accepting the message from above. But I'm also someone. I'm also somebody. I'm also successful. Therefore, I should also be chosen by God. Same problem with Imam Hussein alayhi salam. His contemporaries were not ready to accept him that he is better than them. Well, we are also the companions of the Prophet. We are also experts in our fields. We are also respected, and we also got our followers in the community. We don't have to bow down in front of you. Imam Hussein, and incidentally, this is a common problem, not only with Nuh, all the time. This is a common excuse given by people to refuse to accept the message. Classical example, the one which we are very familiar with, Surah Yasin. وَاضْرِبْ لَهُمْ مَثَلًا أَصْحَابَ الْقَرْيَةِ. And the ayah goes on till we reach the point where عززنا بثالث فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون. No, you're just like us. We can't bow down to you. Big problem. Imam Hussein alayhi salam stood up against this fundamental racial discrimination and discrimination in other fields that became unfortunately entrenched in society to the point that there was only one group, the elite group, who had all the power, who had all the positions, who had all the treasury control. And therefore anyone who was loyal and ready to kiss their hands and obey and keep silent to their evil, they would be accepted. Anybody who rejected, protested, disagreed with them would be deprived, would be expelled, God forbid, even exterminated. That was the challenge Imam Hussein alayhi salam was facing. In his personal life, in his community life, Imam alayhi salam fought against this. So we have a beautiful example. مر الحسين عليه السلام بمساكين قد بسطوا كساء لهم. There was a group of poor people. Imam alayhi salam was passing once and he saw them. They had opened their dastarkhan and they were seated and they were eating something. It was a few loaves of bread. Poor people. Didn't even have a place. So they're doing it on the side of the road. So when they saw the Prophet, Yabna Rasulillah, Halumma, please welcome, join us. I'm the son of the Prophet. I am educated. I am of a higher class. My family background is different. My skin color is different. My social economic status is different. You expect me, I have a house. I have servants. I have children. I have a shelter. I have a position. I have followers. You expect me to sit on the road. And that also with you people, the riffraff. Different skin color. I don't know, you're stinking. You don't even have good dress. The language, you're not even educated. You expect me to stop here and to join you? Imam alayhi salam stopped, joined them. But what is it that made him join them? He recited an ayah from the Quran, Surah Nahl. Allah says, إِنَّهُ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُسْتَكْبِرِينَ. Allah does not love and therefore will not support and therefore will not reward and therefore will not give ultimate success to those people who are mustakbir, kiburi, pride, arrogance. I'm better, I'm different, I'm of a higher status. And then it doesn't end here. That's the interesting part. It's a very difficult step to take, to join the miskin on the road with the little cheap food that he's eating. Imam doesn't stop there. He tells them, I'm asking you for a favor. You invited me, now I'm going to invite you, but don't reject my invitation. قَدْ أَجَبْتُكُمْ فَأَجِيبُونِي. You also accept my hospitality. You showed me your hospitality. You were poor, you didn't have anything. You just had, what, one loaf of bread, nothing else. But you were ready to share. I was moved by this picture that was sent. There's a poor little boy, shabby, dirty, and he's receiving aid, and he's given 2 lollipops, and the cameraman, the journalist, is taking a photo, and the boy is holding up 1 lollipop to him and 1 lollipop for himself. And the photographer says that, look at this boy. He's got nothing. He's got 2 and he's ready to share it with me. Imam alayhi salam says, I welcome you. Come and join me. Come in my home. قالوا نعم يا ابن رسول الله ونعم عين. Oh, this is a great ni'mah for us. It's the coolness of our eyes to be invited to your place. And they join him. فقاموا معه حتى أتوا منزله فقال للرباب. Imam alayhi salam tells Rabab, أخرجي ما كنت تدخرين. Whatever you have zakhira, whatever you have stocked, For some other people or some other day, bring it out. Let's share it with these people who have come with us. Rabab, therefore, was a woman, a wife. Oh, suddenly you bring guests and, oh, we don't have much. Yes, we have, but this is for others. And we have planned something else. And suddenly you expect me now to serve. And no. Rabab, amazing woman. She was the daughter of Imra al-Qais. Imra al-Qais was a Christian. He converted to Islam during the time of the second Khalifa. Rabab's mother, Hind bint Rabi' bin Mas'ud. Rabab is reported to be a pretty woman, intelligent woman, a poet. Consider the poetry she recited, the elegy after Karbala. Imam Hussein alayhi salam loved this household. He loved Sakina, he loved Ali Asghar through Rabab. And there is a beautiful poetry reported about Imam Hussein alayhi salam where he says, لَعَمْرُكَ إِنَّنِي لَأُحِبُّ دَارًا. I swear to God, I love that house in which تُضَيِّفُهَا سُكَيْنَ وَرَبَابًا, in which there is Sukaina, and there is, Sukaina is a loving term, you call the little Sakina. Where Sakina, my dear little girl, is there, and where Rabab is there. So he did not invite them to an ordinary house. He invited them to the house of his beloved wife and beloved child. That's the best respect and hospitality you can give to the lower class. Result, the lower class respected him. Result, the lower class was ready to come to Karbala. Result, the lower class was ready to die for Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Result, the lower class, when the slave who came there was given the opportunity, go away, you're free, you're not bound, because you have to obey your master. I as the master am releasing you, you're free, go away. The lower class says, never ever I will part company with you. Kwanini, you give dignity to a human being, that human being will be ready to die for you. I came across one of our community members. He's migrated to one of the countries, I won't take the name. He says, you know, we're a small community there, we've got 2 centers, but these 2 centers are from 2 different nationalities. So yes, there is salah and there is dua and the traditional rituals that we have in our community. This one community is near the place where I stay. That other one is very far. But I prefer to get that far one, not this near one. Because when I go there, there's respect, there's hospitality, there's dignity. They're poorer than this one, but they welcome me, they give me honor. The fundamental need of a human being, respect, honor, dignity. If you degrade, if you humiliate, that individual is not going to respect you or to serve you. So I would like to give the example of the slave who was in Karbala. Jaun was the slave of Abu Dhar, and he came in the company of Imam Hussein alayhi salam to Karbala. So on the day of Ashura, Imam alayhi salam tells him, Anta fi idhnin minni, you are free to go. Imam says, إنما تبعتنا طلبا للعافية فلا تبتلي بطريقنا. You came here obviously expecting that you will be serving us. Yes, you have certain tasks to perform, but you'll enjoy safety and security. Now we're in danger. Now there is no way out. We are going to die. But you're not bound to follow me. You're free to go. John replies, يا ابن رسول الله أنا في الرخاء ألحس قصاعكم وفي الشدة أخذلكم. When I was in comfort and security, I enjoyed the bounties and the blessings from you. Today, when you are in trouble, I should abandon you? Respect, dignity to the Imam. He was the slave of Abu Dhar. Look at his background. There were prominent companions alive at the time of Karbala. They didn't come to Karbala. Here was a slave, lowly, black man, uneducated, uncultured, I don't know, uncivilized, stinking. He says himself later on, my body stinks. Perhaps that's the reason you would like me to go away. No, I would like to stay with you. It's an honor. I believe this slave obviously was impressed by Imam Hussein alayhi salam, but also was impressed by his previous master, Abu Dhar. Abu Dhar, if you recall, in the time of one of the past Khulafa, he saw the racial discrimination that was going on in society. Some people are getting rich, some are getting poor. Public treasury is being used only for a particular group of people and a family, a huge clan, and the others are being deprived. So he would go around Medina and recite this ayah of the Quran. وَالَّذِينَ يَكْنِزُونَ الذَّهَبَ وَالْفِضَّةَ وَلَا يُنْفِقُونَهَا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. Those who hoard gold and silver, and those who don't share and spend for the needy, whether it's their personal wealth or it is their public treasury on which they have control. فَبَشِّرْهُمْ بِعَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ. Warn them of a serious punishment. The Khalifa sent somebody to warn Abu Dhar. Stop reciting this ayah. Are you trying to condemn what we're doing? Abu Dhar tells that messenger, tell the Khalifa, is he trying to stop me to recite the Quran? So in one gathering, public gathering, everybody was there. The Khalifa defends himself. Ka'b, he was a scholar. Ka'b, tell me, is it wrong? Does the Sharia not allow the Khalifa to borrow money from the public treasury, use it for his personal needs, and give it to his family, whatever he wants? Ka'b says, of course, you're the Khalifa, you have total control. Abu Dhar stands up. You, tells the scholar, you are a recent convert. You are not qualified to give a judgment of what the Sharia says. And the Khalifa did not like this open protest. Abu Dhar, you are a nuisance. You are an annoyance. Exile him to Sham. Sham has got a disciplinarian governor. He'll control him. Abu Dhar goes to Sham and sees this huge green palace of the governor there. And he challenges Muawiyah. He says, Muawiyah, this palace is lavish and luxurious. We have never seen something like this in the Prophet's life, sallallahu alayhi wa alihi. How did you build this palace? Where did you get the money from? If you used it from the public treasury, this is khiyana. If you used, no, it's my personal wealth. If it's your personal wealth, this is israf and haram. Muawiyah sends the message to the Khalifa. He is creating a problem here. He'll create a revolution and a revolt. Take him back. Abu Dhar comes back to Medina. Not accepted by the Khalifa. Finally, a sentence is passed. You will be exiled, and you'll be exiled out in the desert. There is no village, there is no city there are no facilities there. All alone. No water there also. No animals there also. At the time of departure, I'm trying to see the mentality of John when he's in Karbala. At the time of departure, Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam comes to Abu Dhar, and this is there in the khutbah in Nahj al-Balagha. He tells Abu Dhar, what you have done, Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahi anil Munkar, for the sake of Allah. Don't fear, what you've done is right. You want to protect your deen because they will want to buy your deen, buy your silence. You are protesting against their illegal use of funds, and they will want to give you money to keep you silent. You are afraid of your deen. They are afraid of their dunya. Congratulations. You leave them with the dunya, but you keep your deen. Abu Dhar, wherever you go, don't worry, even if you're all alone. If truth is with you, you're successful. Abu Dhar, you stay here, but if you are forced to obey falsehood, you're a loser. Congratulations, go. This is the Abu Dhar whose slave was in Karbala. So the slave tells Imam alayhi salam, Wallahi, inna rihi lamuntin. I swear, my body is smelling. Wa inna hasabi lala'im. And my background is lowly. وَلَوْنِي لَأَسْوَدْ, and my color is black. I ask you for one thing only. فَتَنَفَّسْ عَلَيَّ بِالْجَنَّةِ. I want a gift from you. And that gift is, change me, transform me. The miracle of Karbala. It can raise the person from a lowly status to a high status. From a stinking person to a fragrant person. From a dark looking person to a brightly shining person. How so? He himself, John, tells Imam Hussein alayhi salam, give me this opportunity to fight in your way, to defend the cause. فَتَطِيبُ رِيحِي وَيَشْرُفُ حَسَبِي وَيَبْيَضُّ وَجْهِي لَا وَاللَّهِ لَا أُفَارِقُكُمْ حَتَّى يَخْتَلِطَ هَذَا الدَّمُ الْأَسْوَدِ بِدِمَائِكُمْ. I want this blood of a black man, lowly man, stinking man, to be spilled in the same way that your blood is going to be spilled. The result is, after the martyrdom, his body was discovered to be fragrant. You know, sometimes you wonder, so his body became fragrant. What does that mean? In the Quran, there is an ayah which says that in Surah Ali Imran, that the color of a person, the brightness or the darkness of a person, it all depends on the iman, on the faith of the person. يَوْمَ تَبْيَضُّ وُجُوهٌ وَتَسْوَدُّ وُجُوهٌ. There will be a day when some faces will become bright and some faces will become dark. فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ اسْوَدَّتْ وُجُوهُهُمْ أَكَفَرْتُمْ بَعْدَ إِيمَانِكُمْ. Kufr makes a person's face dark. Iman makes a person's face bright. The status of a person is not by the skin of the color skin. The status of a person is by the inner character, the inner thinking, the inner belief. This inner belief is hidden here. On the day of judgment, الْيَوْمَ نَخْتِمُ عَلَىٰ أَفْوَاهِهِمْ وَتُكَلِّمُنَا أَيْدِيهِمْ. The hands will speak, the truth will come out, the legs will speak, all the different parts of the body will speak. The inner reality will come out. There will be a bright, white-faced man here, but if his inner reality is rotten and dark and evil, that will come out as a dark face. You may have a black-faced man here, but if he's got a true faith and sincerity and submission to the truth and loyalty and readiness to defend and to die for the truth, this purity, inner purity, will come out as brightness and whiteness on the day of judgment. No, I'm not talking about only brightness and darkness. The observers say, when we came for the burial of this body, we found fragrance. You know, science has discovered the skin, this sweat that comes from the skin, it reflects your inner personality. Observe, scientists are saying that the sweat, if it is tested, if there is a lot of, if that sweat, let's say, burns your eyes, or it burns a wound which is cut on your skin, then it is an indicator that a lot of sodium is being lost in your sweat. Replace your drink with some sodium. It also tells us about the health of an individual. So you have some people who are close to you, working with you. Sometimes you notice their smell has changed now. Scientists have discovered that a person who is undergoing an infection inside the body, the sweat shows it. No, beyond that, feelings of a person can be shown on the sweat. It has been shown that a person who is depressed, his mood is low, you find his sweat is different from the situation when he is happy or when he is nervous. Yet another study shows that a group of men were shown a video clip which either made them happy or a video clip that made them afraid or scared. Then their sweat was collected. Then another group was brought, and they were made to sniff the sweat from that first group. And then the reaction was taken. This second group smiled when the sweat came from the happy person. This second group, when they just smelled the sweat, they got afraid when that person was afraid when he watched that video. Oh, sweat is conveying feelings? Are you surprised sweat can show faith of a person? John, after burial, when they came for burial, found his body to be fragrant. How so? On that day when he went to the battlefield, he addressed the army of Amr ibn Sa'd, and he tells them, كيف يرى الكفار ضرب الأسود بالسيف ضربا عن بني محمد أذب عنهم باللسان واليد أرجو به الجنة يوم المورد. This man, his inner beliefs, attitudes, feelings, he was showing it. I have come here to strike you with a sword. I'm a black man. But I consider you as a kafir if you have denied the authority of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. I've come here, I will come to protect Bani Muhammadi. I've come here, I'll fight with everything that I have, with my hands, with my tongue. I come here because I aspire for Jannah. This life, if I stay alive, I was given the choice to go away. But for me to live with you is Jahannam. To die with Imam Hussein is Jannah. Let's pray to Allah we get the tawfiq to be inspired by Karbala and the miracles that were displayed in the land of Karbala. How a lowly person can be raised, how a stinking person can be made fragrant, how a dark person can become bright, how a person who is from a background which is lowly becomes a person who is honored. No, he becomes our model. No, he becomes the answer to this world which is still suffering from racism, still suffering from racial discrimination. And the solution is in Karbala. Assalamu ala al-Husayn wa ala Ali ibn al-Husayn wa ala awlad al-Husayn wa ala ashab al-Husayn jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.